Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Just thought I'd come and do a little video because I haven't been around all week. I said I was coming back Tuesday with opening the entries to my challenge, and I didn't. I will be doing that tomorrow, but I wanted to let you know I am still here. I am still watching, but I've had a really bad week with my depression and stuff this week. And just to get through each day doing what I have to has been a challenge. I'm feeling a bit better tonight, so much so that I actually did clean my lounge room up. My craft, I said on Monday in my last video that I was going to do it, and I just kept adding to it all week because I've still tried to keep crafting, to keep moving as much as I can, but I was just dumping more and more craft stuff just on the floor. If I used it, it just went on the floor, and I was crafting for like in 15 minutes to half an hour, like 30-minute blocks. Any more than that, I just couldn't do. The motivation, or as I've said before, the lack of motivation when my depression is bad, or when I call it having an episode, is unbelievable. I really have not done anything this week apart from like take Jarrett to school, pick him up. I did go to my mum's, took her to the shop because she needed to go to the chemist or something yesterday, or needed to do lotto, or I don't know. She wanted to do something, so I did that. Tonight I took Jarrett down to cricket. I took him on with Wednesday night. I didn't hang around. I've got a really sore throat and sore ear and like all my sinuses, but I'm hoping that it's because it's been really windy here the last few days, that is why I've got this sinus issue rather than I'm getting sick. Corey is actually sick. He's got the real heavy head cold and sinus, but he keeps to himself, which is pretty good. I mean, he'll come and give me a hug and stuff, but we actually haven't been in the confined car this week or anything like that, so fingers crossed he doesn't cross-contaminate the rest of the house. So yeah, I have tried each day to come on and do these videos, and because I'm so anxious to open these challenge entries that I've received. I've got a parcel from Deb Hendricks, Christine Harris, and Avril in I think it's Ireland, and I did open the card from Marty, who is crafting, creatively crafting with Marty or something like that. See, my brain's not even thinking tonight, sorry. I did open that. That was a thank you card for participating in her last challenge. And today in the mailbox, I received a card from Christine Harris. So I'm going to open them all day. Please let me put my teeth back in. I'm going to open them all tomorrow. Not only has my depression been pretty bad this week, and they're not the lowest I've ever sunk, but pretty low. Getting used to Jarrett being back at school has been harder than I thought. Because we now have to drive to his school, I'm up probably about 6:30 every morning. We leave here about 25 past 8, which is fine. It means I get back and I get things done early when I've got the motivation to do them. I put the same load of washing on 2 days in a row. I did it and thought I'll hang that out when it finishes. The next morning, the same load got re-washed. I'll hang that out this morning. On the third day, it got hung out. So that's the type of thing I'm talking about. But Jarrett this year, on Monday, Tuesday and Thursday, he finishes at 10 past 3. On Wednesdays and Fridays, he finishes at 10 past 1. Now, to get a car spot, I leave here at 2:30. Like on the 3 o'clock day, I leave here at 2:30. On the 1 o'clock day, I leave here at 12:30 to get a car park, and I sit and I read my book. So I actually have been reading. But yeah, there's roadworks starting real soon on the route we take to his school. So we might have to leave a little bit earlier. And they're going to the end of the year. I actually think they're widening the road, which they need to do, because where we live, it's not a new area. The house we're living in is probably, this bit of the area is probably about 20, 25 years. But there's a lot more houses coming up, new estates, like we're right on the outer suburbs of Melbourne. So yeah, the traffic is bad, real bad. But they have opened the new bridge because they're removing them so that you didn't have to wait at the train lines. So what they've done is they've built half the bridge, which is eventually going to be traffic coming one way. But at the moment they've got traffic going both ways, which means that there's no more stopping for trains, because that's the other thing that's happened in the last few years that we've been up here. We used to be the last, or Water Gardens used to be the last train station on the metro or the metropolitan train system on our line. It then got extended up to the next major suburb up, which is Sunbury. So we're having the metro trains, but then they had the country trains as well, the V lines. So if you hit that train line at the wrong time and there was a train coming, you could sit there for up to half an hour, 45 minutes some days, because you'd have your metro train going one way, then you'd have maybe a V-line train, then you'd have a metro train going the other way, and rather than opening and closing the gates continually, they just left the gates down. So there's a lot of roadworks and construction going on around where we're living. But as I said, it's needed. It's just inconvenient at times. So yeah, I have had a pretty bad week. I haven't got any mail out. My mum was willing to post some mail off for me yesterday, and I just couldn't do it. I just said to her, I just can't. I just couldn't be. Look, to be honest, if I didn't know I was depressed, I'd just say I couldn't be bothered. But I've been fighting hard. I still cook dinner, although last night I didn't have to. The ex bought the kids dinner, ordered over the phone, paid for it, and got it delivered to the house. So that was all right. Didn't bother me. So what I was going to cook last night, which we were going to have sausages and veg, I actually cooked the sausages and scrounged up some money, some loose change, and went and got some rolls. So they had sausages and rolls for lunch today. And of course, being Friday night, Corey had his usual Friday night dinner, pasta. And all he does is have pasta with salt, pepper, and Parmesan cheese. And he's happy till next Friday when we have exactly the same thing. So yeah, apart from Jared being back at school, and he is absolutely loving Year 11 because he's at a different school. His school, I think I've said before, the Year 7s to 10s go to one campus, the Year 11s and 12s are at another campus, and he's loving it. He is absolutely loving it. He said to me today, he said, Mum, I can't wait till Monday. Now, this was a kid who I struggled to get to school. He'd always go because he didn't want to make things hard for me, but he didn't enjoy it. He really didn't enjoy it. But I think this year also, because all the subjects he's doing, he's picked himself. And he's even loving English, because English is compulsory. The other 5 are electives. He's loving his English teacher. And he's excited because I don't know how he's got through to Year 11, and he really hasn't been taught how to write, how to construct an essay. Like, he knows how to construct an essay, but he doesn't know the flow and the where to put what's. I've tried to explain it to him, but we end up clashing heads because I get frustrated if he doesn't get it after the 5th or 6th time. But that's just me. That's just my personality. I get frustrated a lot at the moment. I'm tired. I can't figure out why I'm so tired. I actually said to my mum the other day, I've got people that I know who probably do more than what I do in the sense of out and about and doing things, like playing parts of groups and clubs and stuff. And I never hear them say they're tired. They never look tired. They always look sprightly and happy, and not me. I'm always tired. And the only thing Mum said, and it made sense, I guess, was I don't sleep very well. That doesn't help. But I have a lot of mental pressure. And there's a lot of people out there that are the same. They have to deal with their single parents or, whatever. And even before I was a single parent, a little bit of the pressure was a little bit less, but I still had to do everything. I still put the bins out every week. I still had to do the gardening, although I didn't have to do the lawn mowing. I still had to do everything inside the house, the cooking, the cleaning. Everything was still, I'm not really doing much more than what I used to do, but I guess at the end of the day there was that bit of mental relaxation where I could say to the boys, go see your father, ask your dad. I don't know. I'm sick of being tired. I'm sick of feeling bleh. I know that diet is a lot to do with it. I'm trying my absolute best to improve our diet because I know with Corey and his ASD, autism spectrum disorder, and his anxieties and stuff, behaviourally, he is much better when we eat better, when there's not a lot of preservatives and stuff, which I have, as I said, I have cooked this week. I have given them a meal from home every night because when we were away we ate takeaway, but I still don't feel like I'm doing it right. I'm having a real big week of I'm not doing it right. I'm having a real big week of I'm exhausted. I really am exhausted. I think maybe because I can't sleep at night. I'm not going to sleep till late, and then I'm up at 6:30. And then I'm doing my best not to have a sleep during the day because I'm thinking, well, if I can keep myself awake all day to a reasonable hour, like 10:30, and then go to bed, I'll be exhausted, so I'll sleep. No, not happening. But I'm fighting those negative thoughts. And I know I'll get through it. I know I will. It's just really, really hard. Really hard. And I've worked it out slowly, I'm working it out. There are certain times of the year that it is worse. It is always harder to fight and control. I know this is going to sound really weird and stupid when there's a full moon. I can always tell, even with Corey, I can always tell when there's going to be a full moon or like the few days before, few days after, because the depression does get harder to fight. But yeah, it's the self-doubt, the self-loathing, and I'm doing what I've been taught. I'm doing when that self-loathing thought or self-doubt, the thought I'm not good enough and that, when that comes into my head, I am combating it with another thought. But when I say I'm fighting the fight this week, trying to get the positive thought to override that negativity has been really hard. But in saying that, while I haven't done much and I've been fighting the depression, I haven't gone downhill totally. I haven't gone anywhere near as low as what I've been in the past. So there is improvement. I just can't wait for the day where it's rare to have to fight the fight again. If you've watched my videos, you know I've suffered before. You can't say suffered before. Depression does not go away. Depression doesn't heal. It doesn't go away. You are never cured. You just learn coping mechanisms. You learn positive affirmation. You learn techniques to deal with it. And I've suffered depression since I was probably about 15, 16. And when we moved into this house back in 2013, in July we moved in here, right through until I would probably say the end of August, beginning of September of 2014, I was medication free, happy, chirpy, on top of the world. I felt fantastic. I'd learnt to cope. I'd learnt coping mechanisms. I was seeing the positive more than negative. And then I knew from September. Now, I knew something was going on with my ex. I'd been with him since I was 16. This was when we were like 38. So you'd learn to know someone's behaviours, mannerisms. I can read him. Even to this day, I can read that guy. I knew things were going wrong and I started to slide. But I was in a good enough headspace and in control enough that I kept it under wraps. But then when he actually left, it's really hard because when he left, he didn't leave and stay gone. He left and come back, left and come back. He'd go for a couple of nights, he'd come back for a couple of nights. He'd go for a night, he'd come back for a night. And that went on from October, but I say we totally probably split by the 21st of October. But that went right on until mid-January. And then I just said, no. And I had to go back on medication. Couldn't control it without it. So it's now that was December of 2014, I went back on medication. So I've been back on medication for 3 years, but I've only been seeing a psychologist for probably 10 months, maybe even less. And the progress I've made is unbelievable, but I can't wait to get back to where I was in 2013, but not reliant on someone else to keep that happiness going, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm feeling much better tonight, apart from the sore throat, sore ear, headache, and I am really struggling to keep my eyes open. But I'll finish this video. I'll have my nightly coffee before bed. I know, don't say it. If I don't have coffee before bed, I don't sleep. If I have a coffee before bed, I'm more relaxed and more likely to sleep. So it's weird. I've tried not doing coffee or tea or anything before bed. Hot drink doesn't work. Have to have that hot drink. I would actually have a milky Milo, but I got no Milo. I ran out of my Milo. Well, anyway, it's payday on Tuesday. So I'm going to be busy crafting this weekend. I'm going to be really busy crafting because there's quite a few entries that I want to post off on Tuesday, as well as a couple of other things. So I need to have everything finished, packaged, and ready to go by Monday night, so that Tuesday morning when I take Jared to school, I can go straight down to the shops, go to the post office, pay my bills, yeah, those disgusting things, pay my bills, and then post the parcels and do my groceries. So I am feeling okay, just as I said, so tired. Getting excited because it's my birthday next week. You know why I'm excited? Because I'm buying a cheesecake or half a cheesecake. been hanging for it, the caramel cheesecake. Yummy. So, yeah, that's next week. I will be old. I'll be 42. No wonder I'm getting wrinkles. Lots of wrinkles. But anyway, guys, I'm going to say goodbye. This was meant to be a quick video. We're at 20 minutes. Keep an eye out. I am still going to have a little treat for you guys, hopefully within the next week. Hopefully this depression slump disappears and my mojo comes back to craft and to video. There will be maybe 1 or 2 surprises in there somewhere. So keep watching all the videos because it could be a chit-chat video. It could be somewhere else. You don't know. But I am going to say those words now before I start rambling again. I hope you're healthy, happy and having fun. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.